Okay, it's 6 o'clock. We'll go ahead and get started. Juliaetta City Council meeting, their special meeting Tuesday or Thursday, March 19th, 6 p.m. Please rise for the allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. So I apologize for the short note but we wanted to get this resolved. As everybody knows, the park got flooded over the weekend. We want to make sure that we're looking at trying to get it back up and going for baseball season. Perfect timing.
I managed to get my appointment bumped up 15 minutes.
Oh,
For the record, though, 6:15 or 6:30 is going to be way better for
okay.
me.
So I meant to ask when you guys first came on council, if I have to call special meetings, what is a good time and day of the week? Because I do want to try and make it easier for you. So.
And I didn't tell you that, so that's on me. Also, fourth Tuesday is not good for me either.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You want to make a
That's
couple
my
notes?
only known restrictions.
Yep. So fourth Tuesday and after 6:30.
Well, I get off work in Lewiston at 5:30. So.
Okay.
I mean, if we need to push it like 6:15, that's okay.
Okay. So anyway, I was just telling the park had flooded and we need to get it fixed. And so we reached out to the insurance company and the city's deductible is $50,000. And then it only covers so much on landscaping and other things. So we need to look at whether we want to put forth an insurance claim or just pull the money out of the budget and just do it that way.
Okay. Do we have an idea what it would cost us out of pocket?
So what have you guys spent so far with
out of pocket, we've got about 6,000 from the
Okay.
association. That's just to replace some dirt.
Okay.
And also you've seen all the equipment out there.
I have.
So I don't have a figure on that.
Okay. Was Gabe gonna be here? Or
He was there today.
okay.
No, I don't think he's gonna be here.
Okay. So that's kind of a little bit of an unknown there, right?
Yeah.
And then the fence, we called for.
Lucky Acres, they were supposed to send their estimator out yesterday, but he didn't show up yet, so I don't have an idea how much fence will cost.
Yeah.
I have no idea how much it is per foot, galvanized, fence, so.
And it looks like not all of the fence has to be replaced.
No, just.
Just a few
couple
sections.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea of how many sections have to be replaced? Do you have?
I didn't count the sections.
At
I
least
guess
3.
probably like 100 feet on the softball field-ish, something like that. We're gonna try and stand them up over the weekend and just prop them up with the T-post or something. Temporary fix, but they're broke off.
Yeah.
They need fixed.
Yeah, there was one that I got a picture of and the concrete around it was that big and it was just laying there. It's like it just got completely uprooted. The gazebo was covered in mud, but our maintenance team got that all cleaned up. And then there was some mud inside the concession stand and lots of mud in the dugouts, but the dugouts didn't look like they were too damaged. Kind of hit and miss. Kind of hard to tell under the mud.
There's a lot of water damage on the wood structure, but the mud is gone now. It was about that deep.
Yeah.
And the equipment shed is not usable until somehow we got to dry it out.
Okay.
What about electrical?
So far the electrical was inside the concession stand and it is thankfully sits on a little bit of an island, so none of the water got up to the electrical that I'm aware of. Justin?
We haven't had any electrical issues. Have you guys tested the lights actually?
Yeah, they just turned them on.
You have or
It
haven't?
worked, yeah.
Oh, and they worked? Okay.
So, I'm sure.
I don't know, have you looked at the softball, there's an electrical outlet in the middle of the field? And I didn't,
Oh, yeah, at the softball field.
that would be my concern, cause that's a pretty crucial thing for us to use, but
Like
not that.
pitching machines or something?
Yes.
And then we used it in the summer or winter time for the snowman. Yeah.
So Gabe was out there with the excavator doing a bunch of leveling. I don't know if he even knew it was there.
That's
He
what
should know. He
It
should
looked,
know.
I don't know, I knew the spot where the pitcher's mound is sectioned off. And they had 2 posts in, but, not sure about that.
So I looked at some budgetary items, and that's why we all have a copy of the budget so far. And it looks like if we go through insurance, we're definitely gonna have to open the budget to get the 50,000 out for the insurance. If we look through, we can so capital outlay is like a savings kind of where we can put money for situations like that, like this. So we have 11,600 in administration. The gravel, we have 5,000 in streets for gravel that we didn't have to buy mag rock this year because we didn't get any snow. And then we have 2,000 in the parks capital outlay, and we do have some in park maintenance, but not a lot because we had a Keller thing that came out of that. And then did anybody else have, I thought they had, we have 16 in the admin or the operations capital
We
outlay.
have more budgeted for the fire truck than we spent.
We did, that's in public safety.
Is any of that movable?
Oh, that would have to be, we'd have to open the budget to move that.
Okay, yeah,
Yep.
but it is movable, okay.
Yep.
The summer hire, $6,500, potentially. Still from there.
Yeah, I know that we were wanting to do the summer hire, which all that opening the budget means is that we have to post it.
2 weeks prior.
Yep.
Have a public hearing,
Yep.
amend the budget.
So some concerns that I would have, one is, are we gonna try to look at doing anything strategic to maybe reduce possibility of so much damage in the future?
That's something that I was thinking about as well. I was gonna talk to Stillman, but I talked to Rose Norris today. She said that when the park went in '92, and Justin, maybe I know that was, you were,
92, right?
yeah. There was something about, because I wanted to see about putting a levee on this side of it to try and divert the water back to the creek. But Rose said that whatever happened when they put the park in, because they knew it was in the floodplain, that they just designed it to be flooded every year. And I don't think that's quite,
Well, obviously
Right.
that didn't work.
yeah.
And I would think that would affect our insurance quite a bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be my other concern about, if we go the insurance route, how's it gonna affect our rates?
Yeah.
And also I know if you have too many
Yeah.
claims like that, it gets hard to get insurance.
Well, and there's only, that was another thing that Rose had mentioned, that there's only one company that insures rural cities right now. Yep. One of the things that I did want to do is, CETA does a lot of like block grants for stuff like this, and I was going to reach out to Dodd at CETA. I just didn't have time today about looking at a block grant to just redo the park, like give it a refresh, because I believe the Baseball Association and the teams had some ideas about the field, making it better and trying to make it so it doesn't flood all the time and so marshy all the time, and maybe add the pickleball court on that far end and some extra parking and redo the concession stand, because usually they do block grants around $500,000. So that was something that I definitely wanted to talk to the council about moving,
Should pursue
eventually.
grants for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I strongly believe we should pursue whatever options we give. We're gonna have, I don't like spending money, especially your.
Right.
It's money, but if we're gonna do it, let's try to do something so in the future we don't get hit with something like this again.
Yep.
If we use the insurance, does that slow the process down? Like, are we forced to get bids and different things? That would be my concern of slowing.
Yeah.
Well, so that's my wonder as well. I know when we purchase things, anything over 25,000, we have to have 2 bids, and we have to go with the lowest bid. But they didn't really say with the insurance, we just have to have an adjuster come out, and then the adjuster is going to look and see if anything is, what they would be willing to pay for. So, like the dugouts obviously have some damage, but the insurance company might deem them, it's okay. It's kind of hard to say, because I think I'll read what the email said from the insurance company. Um, So it says type 2 flood under the policy, the city will have a $50,000 deductible. There is also a limit of 25,000 for damaged landscaping and 10% of loss for debris removal. So, which I think we've got pretty much most of the debris cleaned up between
Well,
us and the
baseball
baseball
team
association and the
done a
baseball
lot of
teams
it,
have done a
yeah.
lot of it. So,
Yeah, we did some, but
yeah,
So if we're limited to $25,000 for landscaping, what's the point of doing an insurance claim? If everything else survived, I mean, the dugouts possibly can get fixed. I mean,
yeah.
I'd like to know what do they mean by landscaping? Is that beautification? I mean, is that excavation? I mean, I don't consider what Gabe's doing out there with his excavator landscaping.
Right. I think it's just anything to do with grass or anything like that would be my guess, but we don't have
don't
actual
know.
clarification.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we do need more information to make a decision. I know we're kind of wanting to get going.
Yeah, I feel
But-
like if we have a better idea, if it's under the 50,000, then obviously we don't want to file the claim because what's the point?
We may
Right.
not want, yeah, and we may not want to if it's close, and we may not want to if we can get a grant that saves us from.
And that brings up another point. I mean, you were talking about that grant, but are there any grants currently that could help because of the flooding that could
So-
help us with that?
When the flood happened, as you know, I did declare a state of emergency because of the disaster relief plan, which all that covers is if the levee would have broke, then it would have covered the levee. So we have no options there. And I can't imagine that the fence and stuff, I think we're gonna be, I mean, just right now, I think we're gonna be probably under the 50 would be my guess with what we've spent or what they've spent so far. And it doesn't hold up the process. They just want to know if we're going to do it to get an insurance adjuster here sooner. We're able to start working like Brian said, they've been down working on the field already. Is that the gist you got from the insurance company, Cheyenne?
Yes. I think we're kind of talking about two different things though, because we're kind of in a situation where we at least need to get the park back up and running and get the fields playable. Which is a different scenario than fixing the root problem, which is
Yeah, that
where
would
the
probably,
park is, and
Yeah.
you know, that's definitely more of a long-term solution, and grants absolutely would be a big part of that. But I think we have a little bit more of an immediate concern.
Yeah.
And that certainly the school and the baseball association does, because the season's here,
yeah, we're hosting districts this year,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah, I think the mitigating the problem completely is definitely gonna have to be at a later date. But yeah, and I can reach out to Doc tomorrow. Yes.
I just think it's important that the city, the high school, the association, communicate
Yes.
because we've got plans. We want a press box. We want 2 scoreboards.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta fix the batting cages at the little field. All those things can change if we decide to do some dramatic, fix. You know what I mean? Like if we do decide to rotate the field or whatever,
Right.
we may not, we wouldn't put the scoreboard in the same spot. You know what I mean? Stuff like
Right.
that.
Well, I think if we I mean, if we went down that route, we would definitely, because you guys use it, I mean, way more for that kind of stuff. So I think that's something that would be discussed at a later date. We would make sure that we're all involved.
Right, but if it's on the table, like there's a possibility could be going for the big sweeping change that's gonna fix everything, and then we probably shouldn't put money into what's there. is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Well, and that will have to be discussed. We can't really discuss a lot of that at this meeting because it's not on the agenda, but it's kind of part of it, so we can talk about it a little bit. So I'll reach out to the CETA and we'll have more information for our next regular meeting.
So what do we need to do to get to have the fields ready?
So they need fence and they have that $6,000 for what they've spent so far and whatever the cost of getting it, the dirt and all the stuff they've done down there so far.
So that was, the 6,000 was just conditioner, that's to top dress the fields, because you can't just put sand, you can't play in a sandbox. That's basically what we're trying to do today. But, and there's also, Gabe's gonna have to bring in truckloads of actual dirt to mix with that as well, so that's just the top dressing
Gotcha.
that we need.
So do we need to just schedule a meeting to open the budget at this point?
Well, yeah, we can do that. We just need to know like what we're opening the budget for. So whether we're opening the budget to move money out of our capital outlays and our other savings accounts to pay for it, or to do the insurance claim. So that's really what the big, and it's kind of hard to do that without really knowing, but I felt we kind of needed to at least kind of get something on the books to move forward so that we can help them get the park going for the upcoming season.
Since that softball field, got so much damage, do you think it's still doable to get it up this year?
That's another
You
important.
think?
Yeah, we plan on. Yeah,
I mean, we plan on it, but
it's gotta come.
that's a lot of work compared to the baseball field.
And I mean, if you went down there now to see just what they
That's
were.
why Gabe's down there working, is because
Right.
there's a lot of baseball, and it's the little boys too, not just the high school girls, so that's why he's been making time out of his schedule to work and get it going as much as possible.
It looks way better today than it did when I was down there yesterday.
It's done.
The amount of dirt they pulled out of the outfield was insane.
So yes, I think that the playing surface will be ready this year. Whether we got fences, I mean, for games, we need fences, obviously, but for practice, that's not necessary. What do you think?
Well, just talking to Gabe, he thinks like we can practice on it on Monday, and I just went down there and looked at the field itself, and it's night and day from what it looked like yesterday. They were down there all day with equipment working on it. Gabe's gonna be down there again Saturday. There's gonna be people raking all the debris that made it out into right field. They're gonna do more work on the infield, leveling it out. But Gabe thought that we could get down there and practice on it on Monday potentially.
So does it sound like it's actually gonna go over $50,000?
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Because it kind of doesn't to me.
It doesn't to me either.
Well, my
I mean,
only
it depends on how
concern
much Gabe
though,
is charging for our equipment.
my only concern though is if we spend a bunch of money on a short term and then have to turn around
So-
and redo a lot of that.
Well, you're gonna have to do that anyways, but it's gonna cost them a lot more money and you're probably gonna have to get a grant to do it.
And fixing
Agreed.
whatever problem is gonna be years in the making. This doesn't just happen overnight. Like Stillman would be involved, like, so much planning would go in that, and then trying to secure the funding. So,
Well, and something else we would have to check on is because with us having a grant through CETA for the sewer project, that's another reason I need to reach out to Dot, is to find out if we have to wait until the sewer project's done to apply for another grant through them. And the sewer project, we're anticipating January 27, I believe, is supposed to be done. They're ahead of schedule.
It sounds like we need to get it going, and it's gonna cost under $50,000. And if we wanna do, I mean, I totally agree with you that we need to make it so it doesn't flood. But that's gonna be a lot more than $50,000. And so that's a grant, you're in grant territory, which means more time.
So for me, I would say we do what we need to do. We don't do too much, extra stuff for now until we can figure out moving forward, but get it ready, playable, and fix the fence, and try not to spend any more money initially than we have to.
Right.
And till we can sit down and have a better plan.
I agree with that.
And
It's
see what
what's
grant we can
important
get.
is that we get it fixed and we get it up and going for all of our communities, not just our own,
Mm-hmm.
but all of the communities that rely on us to make sure that they have a place to come and play softball and baseball. That's the number one priority.
We should be 14 days away from next council meeting. We already have a public hearing, so can we do 2? Okay.
Yeah.
So, the next thing, the reason I also asked the baseball association, the high school to be here is, the agreement isn't quite done yet, but I feel, and this is just I've talked to Cheyenne about it as well. We wanted to see like who's responsible for what. I kind of feel that it is our park. And this would be a good gesture to just, I mean, it's pretty much all we really have in town. That if we just paid for all this, but this is also up for discussion. That's why they were added to the agenda to talk about that. And we did look at, because this happened, we're gonna look at natural disaster kind of clause in the agreement. But
I agree.
Okay, so where's the funding for, where do you guys get your funding? That's at the school district or
Fundraisers.
fundraisers?
Yeah, we can't, I mean, nobody can have the foresight for something like this, but we certainly don't have this in our budget.
right.
I still think regardless, it's our responsibility. I agree with you. It's our responsibility. It's our park. It's our responsibility to take care of it. We shouldn't expect any business or any association that relies on fundraising to have to take part in that when it is part of what we pay taxes for.
And Justin and Joe have done great getting some gravel smoothed out down there and kind of helping and getting that stuff taken care of. And I mean, we'll continue to support that down there as much as we can with them.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the main reasons I did ask for an agreement, because I felt for way too long the city hasn't fully invested in the baseball park as our asset that we should take pride in. And finally getting that agreement and opening communications better, I think is long overdue.
Eric, do you have any thoughts?
No.
Rick, any more?
I mean, I do feel like that there should be some level of contribution from all the stakeholders. But obviously not something that's overly burdensome either.
Well, and they're doing a bunch of the
The labor.
labor for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. And
Labor's
Yeah.
expensive.
Labor's expensive, yeah.
And in the past, just so you know, like they fundraise for the lights.
Okay.
They do so much maintenance, pretty much, I don't know, 90% of the stuff down there fundraising. The school has contributed. So it's not, I mean, actually the city, I think, has put in very minimal a lot of times.
I
So
agree.
it's not that they're getting away, like they're been the major contributors for this for a long majority of the history. So it's just time, I think we step up and put our money in.
Well, and I just want to throw my opinion, I mean, I know that the council, I mean, thinks for themselves, and I hope that my opinions never sway anybody, because I want everybody to be able to have their honest opinions. And I appreciate that we can talk about things and everybody has their honest opinions. Rick brings up some points and we have kind of, a lot of the stuff was on a handshake before, and we definitely are working towards that. But we just need to focus on getting her back up and, yep.
And as I told Cheyenne, there's very minimal detail in the previous records, but when it flooded in 96, it did go through city insurance. What the deductible or how they handled that between the association, I'm not sure, because the minutes are very, very sparse. But it's already ran through insurance before.
Well, yeah, 96 was, I think there was levee damage. Do you remember? I think we were in school when that happened.
We were in school.
Yeah. But I remember it being bad.
30-year flood.
Yeah.
So can we move forward with kind of saying we're prepared to spend the 50,000 by opening the budget, and in the 2 weeks that it would take, we would know maybe a better idea from Gabe if this is gonna be necessary to do an insurance claim?
Well, we need to be specific on what we're opening the budget for, whether it's to move money to just pay for it out of our own pocket or to pay the $50,000 deductible.
Well, and that's the hard
Hard part.
pickle that we're in, because we don't.
Yeah.
So if
We
we
don't have
move
a crystal
forward
ball.
saying that we are willing to move and pay out of pocket in the 2 weeks' time, we could just unfortunately do another, like not go that route. We don't,
We would just, if we got more
So
estimates within
another
the 2 weeks, we
notice?
would probably just have to redo the public
Cancel that
hearing
and then do a new one.
or if we just move it into capital outlay, maybe, for parks. And then if it comes more, then we just have it in capital outlay and we can use it for insurance if we need to, or we can use it for whatever. That would be a safer bet. Because that way there, we can just slip it into capital outlay as something spent on the park. And if we end up needing it for insurance, that's obviously the park, we can pull it out, I think would be a good idea.
Can we have an insurance adjuster come and give us an idea?
So can you do that
Or
without
is
filing a
That's what I'm
claim?
wondering.
That's
Or
what
do-
we'll find out tomorrow.
I
Ideally, that
don't
would.
think so.
Yeah, I don't,
George, our insurance guy, made it sound like he needed to know whether the city was going to pursue a claim. And then if so, he would need to have an adjuster come out. And then also with my conversation with George, we sent him a bunch of photos and some video. And he also did not think that there would be more than $50,000 worth of damage, was his opinion.
So with that said, is there, and I don't know, something on this scale, right? With that said, is there any way to hire an independent assessor?
I don't think they do that for stuff like this, but I don't know.
I've never dealt with insurance.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
It's gonna require a fair amount of trust, but we know Gabe's gonna do this no matter what. And I would suggest that you would hire him. If you were paying him, why don't we just have him keep a fair tally and be as open as he can about expenses? Is that fair? Because he's gonna foot the bill up front, because we don't wanna have to say, hey, we need a load of gravel, and you guys have a meeting to,
Right,
Right.
so we're just gonna get the gravel.
right.
Right.
So I think the way that would probably have to work is because it's not on this agenda, we would pull another meeting to have to do that. To officially do it.
What is the day?
We'd have to set a cap too, I would think, somewhere.
Right.
Well, maybe in the meantime, he can I'll be at the field tomorrow morning, we could maybe put a list together. I just off the top of my head, we need gravel under the entire fence around the big field, because there's about that much space where it just got, the water just dug it out.
It would be nice to have a rough idea. Yeah.
So just curious there, we're gonna use the city's rock, right?
No, we didn't buy any rock.
I know, but the rock that we have is the mag chloride rock, right?
We
We-
didn't buy it.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did.
it's just.
We just have
earmarked.
regular rock.
Just
We
regular
just,
rock.
We don't have any rock sitting around.
We just have it.
we didn't buy, we didn't buy any this year, so it's actually just whatever little bit was left from
Oh,
last year.
I was gonna say, if we're gonna use city rock and it's got mag chloride, you're gonna kill your grass.
Yeah. Do you know, do you know where he gets his rock?
I can find out.
Well, I was thinking that, we might reach out to Taylor's to see
Right.
if maybe Taylor's would donate some rock.
We got a price from Taylor, it wasn't donated.
So he's probably thinking insurance claim, like, why give it away for free?
Or DC.
Taylor's does not have washed gravel. They only have
Oh,
with dirt in it. So Gabe told me he went through North Idaho Crushing in Troy and they give him the special price.
okay.
But we don't have an account set up with North Idaho Crushing, but I was gonna talk to Cheyenne about that today.
So do we need to set a cap and a date?
Yeah, we should probably, set a special meeting and set the cap.
So just to circle back around, essentially what he's saying though is that Gabe can be our estimator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Yeah,
just
I
want to
know.
make sure. Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I was understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how long do you think it would take to get a kind of a rough estimate?
We can put something together tomorrow morning, I bet.
So.
So today's
Today is
19.
My wife's out of town all week, next week, so.
Is that?
I think so. No, well, it's being recorded.
Oh.
No, it just means I have free time. It doesn't mean woo-hoo, I'm glad she's gone. Just in case she watches anyway.
And you said Tuesdays were bad?
No, just the fourth Tuesday.
Well, that would be.
the fourth Tuesday.
Oh, just
That's the
just the one
Tuesday.
coming up, yeah,
Yeah.
so this one would be bad.
So
But I
we,
think I'm available any other day.
so we could do Monday or we could do, I have
Do
prior
you,
engagements on the first.
are you gonna want Gabe, I'm assuming, or can he just present? I don't have baseball schedule in front of me, so. do you
Oh,
know?
sorry. I was looking.
I was wondering if,
Would-
if he would want Gabe here versus just an estimate and making sure that baseball schedule, if Gabe's available.
It has baseball Monday, Wednesdays, Thursdays,
And what time are his games?
5:30 to 7, some evening-ish. Is his baseball commitment right now,
You said Monday, Wednesday,
and
Thursday,
Thursday.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay.
So it's either Tuesday or Friday. Unless we do Saturday.
Yeah, so it'd be either,
What time would you be available on Tuesday?
Well, I have I have an obligation on the fourth Tuesdays. It's at like 6 o'clock till
Oh,
9.
okay.
I
Well-
missed it twice because of the other 2 meetings.
Do we have a quorum?
Right.
The problem is with opening the budget, if we're going to get it on April's meeting,
Oh, yeah.
I need 14 days, but I need a 3-day grace period to get it to the Tribune. So really I need
Right.
17 days.
and our meeting is the
So we
14th.
would need it,
And they don't publish on Mondays.
our meeting's on the 14th.
Yeah, so we would have to do it.
So do you want it?
I don't even know if that's enough.
Can we do it tomorrow? If they're gonna have the estimate?
Tomorrow, I won't be able to do it.
Right. And well, and it has to be a 24-hour notice, so we're approaching too late for tomorrow already.
Are Saturdays out of the question?
Can we just have a quorum on Tuesday?
I'm gone this week.
She's out of town,
Yeah.
so,
Or,
but,
I mean, you guys can do it Tuesday and I'll have to miss it. You guys, I think you guys kind of understand what I'm
oh yeah, no, we totally
what I'm
understand.
wanting anyways, I mean, I personally think if it's gonna be a little bit more than the 50,000, I still think we might be better off doing it. Or, paying it ourselves anyways, because of the other consequences that come with filing the insurance claim and stuff, so.
Great point.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We'll miss you, but Tuesday is the best day.
I know.
Yeah, yeah. We need to schedule our natural disasters a little better.
Yeah, whoever's in charge of the the natural disasters
Yeah.
needs to get on the ball.
Okay, so do we need, a motion to move forward with?
I think we can just table this until this next special meeting on Tuesday, the 31st. So I'm just gonna call a special meeting on Tuesday, the 30th.
No, Tuesday the 24th.
Oh, sorry, 24th. I don't know why I was thinking we're here already. Yeah,
6 p.m.
Wait, next Tuesday's the 24th.
yeah.
I might be, maybe I'm.
I was looking at the wrong Tuesday
I
as
think I'm
well.
tired. I
It's the
am good on the
fourth Tuesday, then.
24th.
We already uninvited
Ain't I?
you, Rick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It is the
Yeah.
4th.
Yeah. So I was looking at the wrong week. And Gabe was busy every day but Tuesday, right?
Well, I don't know if
Tuesday,
he is
Friday.
busy on Tuesday, I don't have his personal
No.
calendar. I just know he doesn't have baseball.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, are you available Tuesday?
Yep.
Okay.
Unless there's baseball, but I guess.
If we did it earlier,
But I could probably work something out.
I don't know what time, but the earliest everybody could.
I could get here by 4.
What time do you get out of school?
3:30, so contract hours should end at 3:30.
I think I could swing 4.
Nice.
4.
But, yeah, so then
Does
that
4 work for you?
Well, it's baseball practice.
I don't think it'd take very long if one of you could break free.
Yeah, I would need it to be like under an hour or less.
Yeah, I don't think
'Cause I have to
we're,
go up to Moscow after, so.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna take much. We just wanna
Yeah.
kind of get a rough estimate and, well, and rough estimate and just kind of a guess, like, and decide what we're gonna do. Does that work for you, Brian? Okay. All right, well then I will call a special meeting for Tuesday, the 24th at 4 PM.
Look at that, we found a way.
Here at Council Chambers. Okay, anything else? I just need
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned. Thank you, everybody.